Iconic actor, none other than Sharmila Tagore. At the same time, she's such a dedicated actor. Come back into Bengali films after a hiatus of 14 years.
Said that Sharmila ji is the original Sapno ki Rani and she is such a legend.
I saw this movie Welcome at the Mami
Ma'am.
premiere, and your chemistry with Sharmila man was mind blowing.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look at the subtitles. Your expressions and visuals were so good. It was really.
That's why I said it has an universal appeal. And
Can you speak about your chemistry with Sharmila ma'am? Because she's a legend. So,
Yeah.
you working with her, how
Yeah.
much experience and any interesting anecdotes you can share about?
First of all, for me, it was a big challenge to act with such an iconic personality, such a diva. So I was little intimidated first, obviously, because for the simple reason that she's Sharmila Tagore, and we have grown up seeing her films, and then I think the ice broke very quickly because she's such an effervescent person. She's such a beautiful human being. At the same time, she's such a dedicated actor. Such a commitment to her craft actually amazed me, and she was effortlessly being nice to everyone, and that's her nature. She was not trying to do anything more, but her nature was so beautiful that we blended so well. Be it in the acting part or as a personal space, it was it actually was very smooth. It was actually very smooth, and we never thought that she's very big personality. She's somebody. She's a Nawab's wife and all that. We never thought about that. She was so down to earth, and she actually gave 100% to the film, and she was so keen on everything, like. Simply because she was so attached to this part of what she was doing, and she said that my intonation is correct, or she was asking the director 100 times that whether her facial expression was right, or she wants to go for like he wants to go for a second take. So I found her uh, completely in a different space altogether, because I never met her on sets before. I've never seen her on sets, but for us, that was a lovely surprise that what she is. So yeah, so that's what I think that's what we saw in the film, because that kind of a chemistry and a beautiful blend, and anecdotes. I think she always used to be very happy and very content and very calm and very composed. So all these things worked very nice for the film together. Though she actually touched 80, but we can never understand that she's just passing through such an age. But she's always very heartily and happily giving everything, every shot, every part of her character, in the whatever best way she can.
Said that Sharmila ji is the original Sapno ki Rani and she is such a legend that when you go on set and you know on the first day that you're going to work with Sharmila ji, the first thing is, although I have personally, I am never in awe of a co-actor, even if that co-actor is a legend, but you are always, there is a little bit of, apprehension because you never know how the other person is. He's such a senior actor. So you always want to gauge how her temperament will be, what kind of a person she will be. Accordingly, you behave on the set. But the first shot or the first scene we shot, and it was very evident that she is an extremely warm person in spite of having that regal air around her because of who she is. Extremely warm, extremely human as a person, and that I think put all of us in a very comfortable space, and from then on we could just treat Sharmila Tagore as the character in the film or as the co-actor, which really helped us to perform because she was giving us that that safe space to
That's well
perform.
said, yeah.
And for everyone, for Ritu, for me, even for the much junior actors like the house help, who is way junior to her in terms of position in the industry, but everyone felt so comfortable around her while working. And
So
while
she has that charm.
yeah,
She
she
has
has a
that
charm, and off the sets during lunch break and all, it was always about food. It was
We
always
used to
about
make her
food.
home food, and she used to love fish and all that. We used to gorge in
Yes.
the food, and we used to have lovely time.
Yeah, so we had a lovely time, and I will remember this experience with Sharmila Tagore. I mean, I loved her because I had never met her, never seen her, only on screen. You know, Sharmila Tagore, wow, such a diva. But when you see her in person, she's a bigger diva and bigger legend and I mean, a way better person than you would ever think looking at her on
Correct.
screen. She's such a lovely person.